The two latest updates out of Philly just sent a shockwave through the Eagles fan base, and it's clear that things are far from a victory parade vibe after the title run. Saquon Barkley made a comment no one expected from a newly crowned star, while Nick Sirianni made a surprising move just days before the season opener against their biggest division rival. The tone for the season has already shifted, and the pieces are moving fast. If you're a true Eagles fan, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. Let's get into it. The Super Bowl hangover? Yeah, it hits different when you're on top. You'd think life's all champagne showers and late-night cheesesteaks after hoisting that Lombardi. But Saquon Barkley just pulled back the curtain and let us in on a not-so-glamorous truth. Winning it all kinda messes with your head. The Eagles' new starback didn't sugarcoat it. You win the Super Bowl, you party, you celebrate him, and then bam, it hits you. We gotta do this again? That itch to climb the mountain again starts scratching almost immediately. For Barkley, that realization showed up like a hangover from greatness just a day or two after the parade. The joy's real, no doubt, but it's quick. The champagne turns into cold water real fast when you realize that being the hunted is a whole different beast. For a dude like Brandon Graham, who's been around long enough to appreciate every tick of the clock, the Super Bowl win might feel like a fairy tale ending. But for Barkley, for the guys still in the thick of it, there's barely time to breathe, let alone bask. Philly doesn't do fairy tales. Philly does fight. And this locker room? It's all business now. Saquon's monster 2504-yard season? Yeah, that's not a typo. Just set a new bar. But records don't win next year's games. That ring might shine, but it weighs heavy. The Eagles aren't just chasing another trophy, they're chasing a legacy. And Barkley's not whining here. This isn't some poor me moment. It's the mindset of a guy who's addicted to the grind, and he's dragging the whole team into that same gear. They know what's coming. Every team on the schedule is going to bring their A-plus game. The Eagles' crown has a glowing bullseye on it, and that road to repeat? It's practically vertical. Only two squads since 2004 have pulled off the back-to-back. That's how rare this shot is. Philly's already been battle-tested during camp. Banged up O-line, some roster tweaks, but they've reloaded smart. Howie Roseman's playing 4D chess in the front office, plugging holes like a man on a mission. There's no delusion in this locker room. No one's talking dynasty just to make headlines. They're trying to build one the hard way, the only way that matters. They know the climb starts all over, and it kicks off week 1 when the Cowboys come knocking. So yeah, Barkley might say winning sucks in some ways, but if that's what hunger sounds like, Philly's got a full-blown beast on their hands. And the second update? It just dropped, and even caught the Cowboys off guard. The Eagles are days away from kicking off their title defense, and their first shot at making a statement comes against none other than the Dallas Cowboys. But as game day creeps up, head coach Nick Sirianni is playing his cards close to the chest, especially when it comes to his defense. When pressed about some of the lineup uncertainties on that side of the ball, Sirianni didn't flinch. "Might look unsettled from the outside," he said, "but in here, we know what's up." Translation: the Eagles know who's starting. They're just not telling anyone yet. Classic move. Why give the Cowboys any free film study when you can keep them guessing? And with the depth and talent Philly's got on defense, it's not like you can predict their lineup anyway. This offseason wasn't just about reloading. It was about sharpening what was already a Super Bowl caliber unit. The Eagles didn't overhaul. They fine-tuned. While Sirianni's keeping secrets, the league hasn't been shy about showing Philly some love. ESPN's player rankings came out, and the Birds had more players listed than any other team. 10 of them. That's right, double digits. Detroit trailed behind with 8, and then came the Niners and Ravens with 6 each. Meanwhile, the Saints and Panthers, zilch. Offensively, Saquon Barkley's fresh off a mind-melting 2,000-plus yard season, and he's leading the charge again. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are still a nightmare duo for any secondary. Jalen Hurts? Still that dude. And their O-line? Still one of the nastiest walls in football. But don't sleep on that defense, especially in the trenches. Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis are straight-up chaos machines. They wreck plays before they even begin. The secondary's got a new look, but Quinion Mitchell's development is turning heads in year 2, and he might just become that lockdown guy Philly's looking for. So while Sirianni stays tight-lipped, the message is loud and clear. This team is locked in, loaded, and not here to mess around. Cowboys better be ready, 'cause the champs are. If you thought the Eagles would take it easy after the ring, think again. This team's locked in, and they're not giving anyone a free pass. Hit that subscribe button to stay on top of everything.